What's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to the APA Academy, the conglomeration of some of the best Pokemon battlers in the entire world, and then me. Of course, it's week number 3, but my second game overall ever because of, joining late and stuff. But we showed up, came in guns a-blazing and all that good jazz, and we want to keep up this momentum. Our opponent this week is Kurt of the East Coast Bisharp. And let me just tell you, gamers, my opponent's got a pretty spoopy team. You can see that we're getting into our battle right now. I, of course, am doing post-commentary, but it's all, live recording. So my opponent's team, before we see the 6 that he brought, he is rocking a Conkeldurr, Darmanitan, Mandibuzz, Primarina, Raichu, Alolan, Snorlax, Musharna, Rhydon, Vileplume, Claydol, and Corviknight Gmax. So a really chunky team. I'm especially worried about, well, the entire team, let's be real. So, my team, of course, in no particular order, is Corviknight, Dracovish, Incineroar, Gardevoir, Mudsdale, Boltund, Sawk, Vanillix, Beartic, Trevenant, and Gengar Gmax. I'm 100% confident that he is bringing Primarina, Snorlax, and Gmax Corviknight. Those 3 things are such big problems for me that I had to do some really spicy prep. Because, okay, without the Primarina, Dracovish comes in and just goes green eggs and ham. So you see that I've got my Choice Scarf Dracovish. And this 6, there's the Primarina. He's also got the Corviknight and the Snorlax. Darmanitan's a complete powerhouse. Conkeldurr is a slower powerhouse. And Vileplume, I was kind of surprised to see, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, if it's defensive, that gives me some huge problems. It's not so much a problem for Gengar, which is Gmax. That's why it's holding a redundant item. Gmax Gengar goes green eggs and ham without the Snorlax there. So once Snorlax goes down, Gengar is free range. Once Primarina goes down, Dracovish is free range. Would really like some rocks, so Will Arnett the Mudsdale is going to be rocking some rocks. Get that? I've got Lucina the Incineroar just to do U-turn stuff, just to do Flare Blitz stuff, which is super helpful, especially because he does have the Gmax Corviknight and the Vileplume, and U-turn momentum is great. Sven the dog is really crucial, especially for taking down the Primarina. I've got some fast Volt switching. If Sven dies, my Pokemon season is canceled. No, all of this entire league is canceled if Sven dies. No, all of Pokemon forever, starting from the moment if Sven dies, all of Pokemon is canceled. So, yeah. So good luck and have fun to my opponent, of course. Let's hope for a really clean match. So yeah, game plan is to get some rocks when I can, because if Darmanitan is his big powerhouse, I'm expecting obviously either Scarf or Bandit. So there's the Darmanitan. Hopefully we can find out if he's what we can get some sort of insights about his set. But I'm gonna go up and get my rocks right away. I'm debating going for the, well, if he wants to, he'd have no reason to switch. Well, he can U-turn right here pretty easily. So I'm just gonna if I have a chance to get up my rocks, I can do that. I'm gonna get a stamina boost here, almost 100%. And yeah, I'm just gonna see if the damage indicates that he's Bandit at all. That's fantastic for me, because that means Dracovish will outspeed and bop it with Vicious Rend. But if he's Scarf, Dracovish is actually a fantastic into Darmanitan, because U-turn is doing potato damage. Flare Blitz, I quad resist. And I don't know what else Darmanitan runs, but... So he's thinking about this for a minute. And I'm hoping that... Well, obviously I'm going to get on my rocks, but maybe whatever comes in next I can throw a Toxic, Toxicking the Snorlax would be helpful in bringing it down, because I'm kind of looking at what I have that can do big damage to it. Obviously, a Vicious Rend from Dracovish will do a chunk, but not if he's Fizz Def. He can't do a lot to my, what do you call it? He can't do a ton to, well, a ton to Corviknight. And I am rocking like a sub Rewt set on Corviknight. It's not the most scumbaggy, but he goes into Primarina right here as I successfully get up my rocks. And I need to get out of here because I don't want to take a Scald to the face. I don't want to take a Hydro Pump. Even a Moonblast would hurt. Primarina could be Specs. Like, Specs Primarina is one of those, like, that I dare you to switch into this. I dare you. But I can go into Corvid-19 right here because I'm fully Spadef right here, Sub Roost and Taunt. Or wait, am I Fizdef? I don't remember. I think I'm Spadef here. Yeah. Because obviously I don't want to switch into anything else. Like, even Mr. VISH, I quad resist any water attack, but he could, you know, be a big brain about that and go for his Specs Moonblast and just blow me back, which I don't want that to happen. Corvid-19 can take either of those hits quite comfortably. I can, you know, hopefully force him out, but I just want to get a gauge of the amount of damage that it's doing to me before I can figure out what can most comfortably switch. And I'm also not going to switch in Sven right here just yet and, you know, go for a big Thunderfang. My opponent goes for a substitute right here, and okay, so it's not Specs. That's like a huge, like, whew, relief. Not Scarf either, so, you know, there might be a certain Fish's Ren that can do, like, you know, upwards of 70% to this thing. I can obviously break its substitute with a Brave Bird, like, even though I'm just mostly non-invested, Brave Bird's doing the chunk. It's doing the big, yeah. It can 100% break the substitute. Even if he's Fizdef, which, given the substitute and the lefties, is probably a bulky set, I'm thinking, with my, you know. So hopefully I can, what do you call it? I actually outspeed, which is great, because after I break the substitute, see what it wants to go for. I can taunt him from here on, make sure that he doesn't get any cheeky substitutes, force him into, for like of a Scald or a Moonblast, but Scald happens right here. And yeah, that does, you know, Primarina's, you know, that's no slouch for, that's no slouch, but it's, it looks like that's uninvested, based on the damage. So I can take a lot of hits. It looks like I could survive behind a sub, but I want to taunt right here because I am faster, luckily, and, you know, I want to prevent this thing from getting up its own substitute so I can get up mine. I can start going for Roost shenanigans. I don't, you know, I'm obviously not going to pressure stall something like this, and once I get to a, if I'm like at big HP and behind a sub, I can just go for a couple Brave Birds and say thank you, goodbye. And yeah, like I said, I really want Primarina to go down, and heck, if I can get, you know, some chunks of the damage off it with Corviknight, you know, hey, great. So he decides to withdraw after all, which is fine. Goes into the Snorlax, and as I'm going for the taunt right here, which is great because I can force this into an attack. Normal, like, Body Slam, like, does potato damage to me. I want to see if he actually has coverage for my Corviknight, because otherwise I can just, like, sub and Roost and Brave Bird until that Snorlax is gone, because, hey, if I weaken the Snorlax, it's, you know, easy for my Gengar, my, you know, the G-maxification of the spoopy ghost. So yeah, he may very well switch right here. Like, if this is a Curslax, like, it should just get out of town, because I can just, you know, taunt it, sub, Roost. Corviknight must be so annoying to face, and well, both of us have Corviknight. So yeah, I go for sub. My opponent went for the Gunk Shot, which is actually great for me, but I find out later that that was actually a misclick. And so what is 4 seconds for you guys right here was like a better part of an hour for us. After that move, there was a disconnect from the LAN server, and 2 recreations later, we're back here. And after such a long, laggy time, we get back into it. So After the misclick gunk shot, he withdraws, and I'm pretty sure I'm going for a big fat Brave Bird right here. And I should have noticed that Darmanitan did not take any Stealth Rock damage. Didn't notice it at first, the first time round, but I noticed it later, probably when I was a little bit too late, that, this is not a choice Darmanitan at all. This is a Boots Darmanitan. It definitely has the U-turn. But yeah, my lack of paying attention right there was just a little bit, should have noted, because, I'm predicting a big fat Flare Blitz to come in right here, as, you can get a little bit of recoil damage. And, yeah, what did I do? Did I go for a big fat Brave Bird right here, or, yeah, there's the recoil. Yeah, I get the chance to roost right here. So I'm thinking to myself, this is a past Trogdor who's thinking, he just went for a Flare Blitz, he's gonna go for another one, I can switch in Dracovish. Well, I thought he was locked into Flare Blitz. And yeah, I was like, oh, well, Primarina's low, I can just go into Dracovish and just do a chunk to something. Also, a smarter play would have got then to go into Incineroar, because, Intimidate factor, like, all that stuff, but I was like, I quad resist this, but yeah, I was like 90% sure that a Flare Blitz is incoming, which it does look like the most likely play, because if you can get a big chunk on Corviknight. So Mr. Vish comes in, and it's about to take some lives, except he goes for a Will-O-Wisp. So I saw that and I basically cried a lot, because now, rather than winning everything for me, Mr. Vish becomes completely dead weight. Like, absolutely, like, it's not going to do anything to anything. Like, even this Fish's Ren that it's about to go for right now, which, obviously, well, it could probably have KO'd the Darmanitan from that range, but a big fat Vileplume comes in, and we're about to see that, well, it takes some rocks. I go for a big Fishy Rend, and it does nothing. Like, that was like, what, 170 base power is what Fish's Ren can get up to? That was nothing. Like, oh my god. Dracovish, like, you were supposed to be the star of the show here, but that was pathetic. Even if I'd gone for some Psychic fans doing some predictions, like, for the Prim or the Corp, well, no, would have been done anything to the Corp, but that was nothing. So a pretty safe switch for me right here is my Corvid-19, and what is it? Yeah, because Vileplume, if it's rocking, so that looks like it's a bulkier spread. It was hard to gauge the damage because of how little it was doing, but it's probably a bulky boy. I was just calculating with max defense, and it was like, yeah, that seemed like in range. So if it's doing something like the Strength Sap, Leech Seed, recovery move, and then dual stab, Corviknight's not going to have any problems with that. I can probably taunt it. I can go for a sub. I can, yeah, just, unless he goes for a Leech Seed this turn, it's going to be really easy for me right here. So yeah, Corvid comes in, and he's just going to double out of there, which is pretty smart. Goes into the Pillarman, Conkeldurr, and it is lefties, so not a gut set, although it could be, Status Absorber, Rockin' Lefties, and Guts, but it's not AV, but, it's still looking like a Brave Bird is going to do a big chunk of damage to this thing, so I've got no reason to do anything except just click the button. So I'm going to click the button, and that's what that's what this metagame's all about. I step away from the mic to take a sip of water. So he's looking for a switch into a Brave Bird, and I'm just kind of looking down the things, and it's like, oh, it doesn't exist. Well, except his own Corviknight. But yeah, I'm just going to do this, and this should be a dead Conkeldurr, unless he's, like, well, oh no, that's not a dead Conkeldurr, so I'm thinking, is that max defense Conkeldurr? But even then, the Thunder Punch is not doing too much to me. Like, that was a, Thunder, Fire Punch still do a lot to Corviknight, but, So I can just go for broke and do another Brave Bird and just like binky bonky bop him out of here. Or I could Roost, that would be a smart play, and then Thunder Punch would be doing not nearly as much, but it's like, hey, if I can get the KO right here, I can get the KO. But Conkeldurr is not the biggest threat in the world to me right now. What's the biggest threat? Yeah, I need to get rid of the Snorlax because what is it? Dracovish is neutralized, so I need to win with Gengar if anything else. I mean, Incineroar is still going to help, especially against the likes of Vileplume. So yeah, he goes for the Mach Punch, and oh no, I'm actually going to die to my own Brave Bird. I should have gone for a Roost right there, but you know what? You win some, you lose some, and we do like a trade for a trade. But Corviknight put in the finest of work, like, but not really. I mean, I got rid of Conkeldurr, which wasn't the biggest threat to my team in the world. But I'm going to go into Sven right here. Get off a Volt Switch because he doesn't have a ground type at the moment. Super, good against his, going to be super helpful against the Corviknight. I don't have a lot for the Vileplume or the Snorlax really, but if I want to get a lot more damage on Prim and, what do you call it, Corv, gotta keep Sven around. So, yeah, like I said, if Sven goes down, everything is cancelled. No more Pokemon. No more, you know what, I'm even going to cancel Animal Crossing if Sven dies right here. Like, yeah. So I'm going to do a big Thunderfang, even though the smart play would have been to Volt Switch. I'm just checking what would I switch in with after I Volt Switch. Honestly, Mudsdale probably would have been a good play either way. But I want to get some damage on Snorlax, given that, without it, with it gone, Gengar wins. So go for the big Thunderfang. Doesn't do a ton. It's another KO, and oh no, Snorlax gets Earthquake. Snorlax gets Earthquake. No, Sven! No! No, it's Sven. No! Alright, that's it, everyone. Everything's canceled. You know what? You thought you were comfortable playing Animal Crossing in quarantine time, but nope. That's canceled. Pokemon's canceled. My season is canceled just now. Sven died. That's it. I'm only half kidding. Like, I was sad to see Sven go down, because now what am I gonna do against the Primarina? I don't know. But with Incineroar in, I see a path to victory. What I'm gonna do is between a Fake Out and a U-turn, Incineroar can take out the Snorlax based on the damage I saw done to it with Sven. And what else? I just realized this battle is actually really long. We don't have the, we're using the land timer, of course, so it's like each of us get 10 minutes to make moves and stuff, total, not each move, like, aggregate move making time. And yeah, otherwise it's unlimited timer, because otherwise we would be getting up to the point of time out, but also with that we had so many connection problems and servers getting reset and all that stupid stuff. But yeah, I was able to get, based on the damage, the combination of Fake Out and U-turn should kill the Snorlax. So unless he switches, which, may be a smart play. But I got the Intimidate. So I stay in and go for the Fake Out, which means even if he switches right here, I would get the big momentum. And either way, I go into Gengar. I click the Giga Mantamax button and win. That's the goal. It is within my grasp, and I'm going to make it happen. Still got Incineroar in the back. Still got my Mudsdale. Corv is gone, and well, Dracovish is basically dead weight, so I still have Incineroar, my Lucina, to just start doing a buttload of damage. But yeah, either way, whether or not he stays in or switches right here, the goal is, the goal is Gengar to just start, doing tons of damage. And yep, Snorlax goes down. So it's, I can just start going for spooky Shadow Balls right here. But I also have the Thunderbolt for Primarina and Corviknight. I've got, I believe, Psychic for the Vileplume. Yeah, there it is. and my spoopy ghost move and my other stab move, which dear past Trogdor, it's very helpful if you look at the side effects of the G-Max moves. Like, I know what do you call it? The Shadow Ball Giganta move traps them, like Shadow Tag. The Thunderbolt, like, makes electric terrain. The Psychic does psychic terrain. But I should have looked up what the Poison move done, because that increases my special attack, apparently. His best play right now is, I don't know, is apparently to go into the Darmanitan. And so no matter what, this is going to go down. Because I know I'm faster. He can't U-turn on me. And it's, you know, even though he's only got 4 Mons right here, Gengar's still, like, doing a bunch of damage even without the, what do you call it? Even without the G-Max. So I actually figure, like, I'll save my G-Max turns right here and go for the Shadow Ball on Darmanitan without, you know, so I have all 3 turns and only 3 Pokemon left, and hopefully I can, you know, just clean up with this. That's the goal. So Darmanitan goes down, which is music to my ears. I'm up, what is it, 4-3 now? We were like 4-4 for a while. What were we? Is that what we were? Yeah, Conkeldurr went down, Snorlax went down, and now Darmanitan's down. So it's Gengar, basically useless Dracovish, Incineroar, and Mudsdale versus his Vileplume's going to be annoying, Corviknight's going to be annoying, but Primarina should be able to come in. So hopefully, like, you know, whatever comes in is basically going to be like bye-bye. So Primarina comes in now, and this is great. I actually look at my calculations, and I find that my Sludge Wave is doing more damage. I was thinking, like, oh yeah, I've got Thunderbolt for the Primarina, but actually Sludge Wave is doing more. And little did I know that, you know, going for the Poison G-Max increases my own special attack. That would have been, you know, good to know. And, you know, I could have gone for that on the Darmanitan and taken everything else out in one hit. But rather, I'm just going to go for it right now. And G-Max.
Ay, 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 ay.
So it's a big Spoopy Ghost versus Primarina as I go for the Max Ooze. And is that gonna kill? No, almost. Man, if I had known that the Sludge move increased special attack, I would have gone for that on the Darmanitan. Scalda's gonna do actually quite a lot of damage. But I'm gonna go for the electric move this turn so that I can be at +1 special attack and have the electric terrain up for taking down the Corviknight. Well, yeah, go for that. Get the electric terrain up so that, you know, you can take on the Corviknight more easily. Has Max Lightning, so I'm gonna be at, you know, sitting pretty right here. That's, wow. I guess it's G-Max only exists for the I-King, because otherwise it's pretty broken, and not a really, you know, interesting mechanic, all things considered. So that goes down, and it's Gengar versus G-Max, Corviknight, and Vileplume. I mean, I guess it's kind of balanced if we're forced to have a useless item and it's only 3 turns and both of us get one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still, it's gonna take a while to convince me that this is a balanced mechanic in any shape or form. So his own G-Max Mon comes in here now. Ooh, Shiny Corviknight is looking fire. I didn't realize that it was a... Is it actually like that, or is that like one of those modded texture things in Pokemon? I don't know. I don't even know if those things would be allowed into battles at all. So we're hanging out waiting for the server to figure out what it wants to do. And I'm just going to go for the lightning move yet again. That's going to, well, I'm realizing now that, what do you call it? That max guard exists. So even though normal protect is, you know, G-max moves can go through it, the max guard just kind of exists to stall things out. So yeah, that's looking pretty fire. So yeah. Yeah, max guard is, that's unfortunate because I'm gonna run out of G-max turns now. But a normal Thunderbolt from a Gengar at +1 special attack with electric turning up is still gonna do a chunk of damage, like a really nice chunk. And hopefully Lucina can come and clean up if Corviknight has, like, you know, that max airstream. So that max guard just kind of ruined my what do you call it, hopes and dreams for Gengar cleaning up. So yeah, the steel spikes, that's gonna probably blow me back. Yep, there it goes. Gengar goes down. And Corviknight is, oh yeah, that was a +1 defense, wasn't it? Did I completely forget about that when I was doing my calcs? I might have. Yeah. Oh geez, did I completely forget to do that? So once the server figures it out, so I send out Lucina and bring it down 1 special attack. Even with the Gigantamax, I believe a Flare Blitz can take it out. Because it can't roost right here or anything. So, I mean, it's still going to be doing a chunk of damage to me no matter what. So the Corviknight actually goes for the max guard, and this kind of confused me because had he stayed in Gigantamax form, I would have taken a lot more recoil damage, like a lot more recoil damage. And now it's almost like a sure thing for my Flare Blitz to take it out, but man, Corviknight is just so bulky, and oh, it's actually faster. So it is faster. Maybe that's why he wanted to go for the max guard, so that he could just like definitely roost the next turn, because it would have outsped me, and I would have gone for the Flare Blitz and would have taken it out. Yeah, that makes more sense now in hindsight why he went for the max guard, so that because he wasn't able to roost in G-max form. So I'm debating, like, he's probably going to go for another roost right now, and maybe I can go for an EQ to just like, haha, gotcha nerd, and take less recoil damage. That would have been a big brain move, but I was like, you know what, Flare Blitz is doing more. I just want to make sure that this thing, like, gets out of here. He does, in fact, go for the roost. I'm kind of kicking myself. But he is faster, so does have the advantage, but my Flare Blitz are doing more than 50%, so it's a losing battle for him overall. And that burn happened, which sucks, but you know what, it's Flare Blitz, which, yeah, that's unfortunate. So now another one will definitely take it out, or I could just go for the U-turn if I wanted to, but that kind of makes him, you know, forced to, well, even if that didn't happen, he would have been forced to, like, yeah, but I don't know, the body, I don't know if the body press would have taken me out or not. I'm not sure if burn actually affects body press because it goes based on defense stat, but maybe. But yeah, the crit didn't matter right there. Luckily, had previous one been a crit, that would have been like, wow, okay, that really sucks. That would have mattered a lot more. So, wait, did I go for U-turn right there, or did I might have, oh yeah, I think I clicked U-turn on that last one. So, yeah, Mr. VISH, because he's only got Vileplume left, even though I'm, you know, basically useless, Psychic Fangs is still doing a kind of okay amount of damage. If I can, like, get it into the range where a Flare Blitz is a sure KO. Like, I'm looking at calcs. If it's max defense Vileplume, max HP, max defense, which, you know, let's be real, that's probably what it's at. If I can get it down to... Flare Blitz is doing 50% minimum. So if I can get it down to half by going for a couple Psychic Fangs, maybe he just wants to get rid of this, go for a couple Giga Drains, like stall me out with Leech Seed, I don't know. So I'm just kind of hoping that his goal is to get rid of my VISH as fast as possible, or I could have gone for the Outrage, but they're doing about the same damage considering it is Strong Jaw. So even though I am burned, that's still doing a nice chunk. But he decides to go for the Synthesis, so he's going to be slowly gaining HP every time. So this, I don't know if I can wait out all the Syntheses being gone. Definitely if he's going to just go for those back to back to back, I can wait that out, which I'm okay with doing because we do have enough time left on this battle. But if he's alternating between that and like Sludge Bombs, could be a problem. Or no, even worse, Moon Blasts. I do survive one, so, and yeah, special attack, but you know, I don't really care about that. If I do get off another Psychic Fangs, and then another Psychic Fangs, and then he heals, and then another Psychic Fangs, and then he either lets me go down to my own burn or goes for another Moon Blast that should be in range, but probably not. I wouldn't want to risk going out into Mudsdale at this point either, just because he can go for the Giga Drain and get a ton of health back. And even on AV, you know, it's not going to be, you know, I don't want to take unnecessary damage on Incineroar at this point. So another Chomp Chomp. Go for some damage. No, he's going to go for a Synthesis. So that's, yeah, just, I can't wait those out at this point. This is looking a little bit just, like, kind of tense for me right here. So, Black Sludge, of course. So I think I've got one, maybe two more hits left. It's not enough to stall out the Syntheses. I'm just really hoping that he attacks me this turn. Like that's just what I need to happen. I need Mr. VISH to drop, and I need this to be in range for a Flare Blitz. Even if I go down to my own recoil, that's fine. I've still got Will Arnett in my back pocket to, you know, carry me to victory. So Psychic Fangs, so please put it in range. That's so close. That's so close. Oh, but with a Giga Drain, ooh, that's rough. That is rough. But he barely gains anything, and then he's gonna get the Black Sludge, so it's gonna be like, you know, a low roll is 50.01 or something like that, and a high roll is like, what is it? A high roll is like closer to 60%, so, you know, I could get it down. So, big brain moment right here. You know, Intimidate goes off, you know, but that doesn't really matter. Big brain moment right here. I thought if I went for a Fake Out right here, it would put it in range 100%, but then I realized, oh, it's doing the exact same amount of damage as he recovers from the Black Sludge. So I figured, like, oh, that doesn't matter so much. Well, it does a little bit more than what Black Sludge recovers, so a tiny bit. But, you know, I put myself at risk right there because Vileplume does have the Effect Spore, but that doesn't matter so much, I guess. I mean, I didn't get paralyzed or put to sleep right there. Go for the Flare Blitz. Gonna be a roll right here. I'm holding my breath. And it goes down. And that goes down, and and then the Effect Sword pops. Oh man, if I had only done, like, if it had been a lower roll, and I got the paralysis, that would have been like game over for sure. But yeah, good game to my opponent. I do come out with the 2-0 win, so that puts me at 2-1 plus 3, 4, 5 plus 4. So a decent start to the season, I must say. So yeah, that's pretty cool, all things considered. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the battle. It was a good one. It was really tense towards the end. It really sucked that Dracovish got burned, otherwise it would have been a lot easier. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the battle. You know, do all the subscribing and liking and commenting and all that jazz. But otherwise, I'll see everyone next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.